Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. On this channel I talk about fragrance, skincare, fashion and the finer things in life, and today we are going to be talking about three Tom Ford fragrances. We are talking about cherries of Tom Ford. We're going to be popping some cherries. You know, Tom Ford released two more cherry fragrances, and all in all they have three of them. Lost Cherry, the first one, very first one, and they added cherry smoke and electric cherry, and these three fragrances are the topic of today's video. So if you have any questions in your mind regarding these three fragrances, I think this video is for you. What are you gonna do? Go grab a drink. I have my drink here. I'm gonna take a sip. Or if you feel like you're a little hungry, go grab a snack, come find me here, and we're gonna start our conversation. Tom Ford, three cherry fragrances. Here we go. Alright, before I go into the details of the cherries, and you know, I have this huge cherry biting lady tattoo on my chest and it goes all the way up my neck. You might think that, oh my god, this guy or girl, hermaphrodite, whatever I am, whoever I am, likes cherries a lot. This is a little misleading. When it comes to cherry fragrances, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a full bottle of a cherry fragrance in my collection, except for this little travel size from Tom Ford. This is Lost Cherry. Alright, I'm gonna go on a tangent here and I'm gonna tell you something. Tom Ford bottles are crappy. You know that, right? They don't feel expensive. The lids are so light, like they're butterfly. It doesn't feel expensive to me at all. However, when it comes to Tom Ford's travel sizes, look at this. The magnetic cap. Whoa! There is a weight to it and it looks beautiful. It's aesthetic. It has Tom Ford writing here, kind of like engraving. And whoop! Here is the travel size, and whenever you run out of your travel size, you replace this, put it back, put your magnetic cup, boom, done. This is a beautiful presentation, and here's my Lost Cherry travel size. I've been using this a lot, and I've actually talked about Lost Cherry on my channel before. What I said, most probably, is that the opening is fantastic, and given that it is fantastic, I'm going to be spraying this right now here. It is fantastic. You know, the cherry here is so cool, so refined, so elegant, not cough syrupy. The perfect cherry opening. Well, if you want the perfect cherry opening, this is it. This is Tom Ford Lost Cherry. However, I have a piece of bad news here. They don't last. Like the opening, okay, we know the opening of the fragrance will finally dissipate and we're gonna move on to the heart notes and the base of the fragrance, but this delicious, fantastic, mouth-watering opening of cherry does not last at all, and it leaves me wanting more, which is fine. We can be reapplying, we can be refreshing, but you know, to what extent? So I want this to be more like a lingering. And eventually, the cherry gone, and what this fragrance dries down to me, in my opinion, is basically a full-blown tonka bean fragrance. There's a powdery aspect to this fragrance. There's like a little warmth, booziness to it, but it's mostly like the tonka bean. Performance here, I know a lot of complaints. Yes, on skin, we don't have a really good, like, strong performance. But if you spray your hair or if you apply Lost Cherry on your clothing, you're gonna get more longevity out of this. There's not gonna be a whole lot of sillage around you, but it's gonna be there. So it's gonna be a skin scent, and whenever someone approaches you, you'll be like, you know, okay, there's like this nice tonka bean, boozy, little cherry scent here, and they might gonna be biting into you like that. And this is also, you know, brings me to the other topic that I would like to discuss, that Lost Cherry. You know, Tom Ford and the sexy fragrance names like Bitter Peach, Fucking Fabulous, Lost Cherry, Rose Prick. There's always this, you know, sexual referencing, and Bitter Peach is actually a big one, you know. I didn't know what he really meant by bitter peach. I think I explained this before. Like bitter peach, we have the ass, but the bitter peach is that, a clean butt, exercises, sweaty, a little musky, and then, someone is gonna give you an lingus, like a rim job, and the taste is gonna be like a bitter peach. So I think that is the kind of like tossing your salad, and that's like a peach salad. This is what that bitter peach referencing to. Lost cherry, pop your cherry, we know. And this is actually why I have cherry here too, like lady biting into a cherry, because there is a sexual context with cherries. Not that, I like the fruit a lot. And like I told you, I don't have a full bottle of a cherry fragrance because I'm not really ambitious to smell like cherries. But I like the aesthetic of the cherry. I like the aura that cherries bring to the whole scene, and then Tom Ford is milking that with Lost Cherry for sure, and he's been continuing doing that, or Estee Lauder is continuing to do that with the two more cherry fragrances they just dropped: Cherry Smoke and Electric Cherry. So we're going to be talking about that, but here's the thing though. Lost Cherry, completely unisex, if I may. And when it comes to Cherry Smoke and Electric Cherry, Cherry Smoke is going to be maybe more masculine, and then Electric Cherry will be more like feminine. But you might be wondering there, like, can a cherry be gendered? No, it cannot be. You can be biting into any cherry you want, but for the sake of this video, we're going to be talking about the more masculine one, and that one is called Cherry Smoke. So I got these sample sizes from Lucky Scent, and I know they are not that big, but trust me, I have studied my lesson. I know what I'm gonna say. So this is a dabber, which I don't like either, but sometimes what I do is that, I also put some of it into a little kind of like a 1 ml spray bottle to see, like, how the fragrance behaves when it is sprayed, because, fragrances might behave differently depending on a dabber applicator or a sprayer. Alas, woo, here's the thing. Alright, so I'm gonna look at Fragrantica, but what I smell immediately is, yes, there is cherry. There's that quality, nice mouth-watering, lost cherry here, and that is married with smoke. What I get is like a smoky cherry. There's a little leathery vibe to this fragrance, but it's not like I cannot really put my nose onto, like, different notes. In that sense, this is well blended. This is nice. What I do smell in this fragrance is that saffron. Especially as this fragrance begins to dry down, I'm getting a lot of saffron in this fragrance. And then Fragrantica says, if I'm not mistaken, some apricot, Chinese osmanthus, olive. Osmanthus smells like, apricot. There's that apricotty smell we know from Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme. I guess that's, the whole thing is fruity, cherry vibes, olive, leather. I don't smell olive here. What I do smell is definitely smoke, boozy cherry, some woody undertone to it. Yes, it is more masculine than Lost Cherry. So, do I need this fragrance? No, I don't need a cherry fragrance in my life. Do you need this fragrance? No. But, if you like Lost Cherry a lot, and then whenever you use Lost Cherry, you are so happy, and you are thinking of buying a fragrance for your father as a gift, or your boyfriend, whatever, or for yourself, you know what? I want it to be my kind of like a more masculine, darker, kind of like a Lost Cherry by night feeling. Yes, this is that fragrance to you. This is Cherry Smoke. It is a nice one. Personally, I would not recommend, and personally, I would not want you to spend money on Cherry Smoke when we have the Lost Cherry, the main player of the game. However, the decision up to you. And also, listen to me when I talk about Electric Cherry, which we are doing right now, because this is going to be kind of like a triangle: Lost cherry, masculine, kind of like cherry smoke, and now things are going to the more feminine side of cherry, and this is electric cherry. I'm going to put this here on my arm, and everybody is hating this fragrance so bad. The hate is out there, and I do understand that. Whenever I smell this, you're like, oh my god, he is charging us $250, $350, and look at this smell. I'm not even going to go into the details of the smell. I'm going to tell you how this smells exactly. Shampoo, expensive hairdresser shampoo, L'Oreal Kerastase, and also think about a very expensive hairspray, and also think about like a shower gel from Bath and Body Works kind of thing. Combine them and turn them into a fragrance and sprinkle some cherry on it. But I'm gonna tell you something, the cherry I feel here is not as strong as Lost Cherry or cherry smoke, and cherry I smell here is not as the mouth-watering Tom Ford cherry that we know from Lost Cherry. However, I know it is shocking, but I like this fragrance. This is basically the most expensive hairspray, shampoo, shower gel smell I have smelled so far. There's a zing to it. There's the kind of like the electric vibe that this fragrance has, and I like it. If someone ever gifted me, I would spray the heck out of this. But again, I'm not going to be telling you to go and buy this fragrance because you don't need it. And I totally understand why, people are tripping over this fragrance, because the price point and the smell, basically expensive shampoo and hairspray, yes, the things don't add up here. But I cannot tell you that this fragrance is ugly. I just like it. It just makes me so like fruity floral, Here's the key. I am a sucker for fruity floral fragrances, and this is one of them. So maybe I'm a little biased, but hey, here's the thing for you. If you like Lost Cherry, and if you have used Lost Cherry, and if it made you happy, I think you might like either of these fragrances. And depending on what you're looking for, get a decant, not a full bottle, definitely not. Get a decant of cherry smoke or electric cherry. If you listen to me and if you like the fragrances I like, I think electric cherry is the better choice. It's a little young too, girly, kind of like a zingy vibe, hairspray. I like it. There's something about electric cherry that I like, but I understand that this is not at the level. This is not at the level of Tom Ford or at the level of the price tag they are asking us. But hey, I'm just gonna tell you that I like electric cherry more than cherry smoke. But I have the travel size of Lost Cherry. So if you are beginning your journey of Tom Ford cherries, and if you're popping some cherries out there, I think your first bet should be Tom Ford Lost Cherry, then comes Tom Ford Electric Cherry, and maybe then comes the darker night version of cherries, which is called Cherry Smoke. I hope I'm able to give you a rundown of cherries here. We have popped some cherries. I hope you have an idea when it comes to Tom Ford cherries, and you feel like you know where you are placed in the universe when it comes to Tom Ford cherries. So, my question to you, let me know down in the comment section, have you tried the new 2 cherry fragrances from Tom Ford? Which one is your favorite? And when it comes to these 3, the whole portfolio of cherries, which one is your favorite? I want to know. Let's keep the discussion going down in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I cannot wait to see you at the next one. Take care, everyone.